I have reached out to some employers that some of the people that I support are really interested in working with. And as soon as I mentioned the word disability, I have heard the word union come right back at me. And that's been the end of the conversation for some, but not all employers.
I think the unions, when they hear the word disability, they kind of like, I don't know.
They're coming up against ableism and their own stereotypes regarding people with disabilities. And they're not able to see beyond their own assumptions and see that they could have a lot to offer the workplace.
A lot of the problems that people with disabilities face, like homelessness and living in poverty, all trace back to being underemployed or not employed at all. Unions tend to think, that's a problem and that's really bad, but they don't stop to think of how can I be part of the solution or how can we be part of the solution. So
a lot of the barriers include things like existing job descriptions and the rigidity of such, and a fear, I believe, from both parties, be it the employer and the union, to be able to collaborate, to be able to expand those, and to think more creatively.
My name's Bonnie Lynn Farmer, and I work for School 62. I'm a custodial. I'm a part of CUPE, and it's been the best. I'm not stressed anymore, and I love it because we've managed to buy a place, my husband and I.
I believe that union membership is particularly important for people with intellectual disabilities because as a group that has been historically excluded, underpaid, and underprivileged, it's highly beneficial for them to be protected by a body like a union that plays a role in negotiating for fair wages, for fair workplace standards, for fair break times, for career improvement, opportunities to grow within the company, to be able to apply for internal positions and achieve career advancement goals. I don't see any reason why people with intellectual disabilities as a group should be excluded from having these opportunities.
Back in about 2017, we started working with the Victoria School District, and we found a champion within their facilities team who had his own lived experience having a sibling who had a disability. So we recognized the importance of inclusion and equity within his own teams. So in some discussions with him, we talked about how do we get everyone on board. And, first and foremost, he knew to contact the union. And from there it was, well, what kind of a job description might exist that we could use? And as it turns out, there's a little pocket of funding that they were able to uncover and an old job description that was still technically relevant that we could then merge the two. And in that, we were able to put forward the application and have Stacey apply and go through the typical job interview. And once that was all squared away, we were able to jump in and get started and develop a job that was going to be a benefit to that unionized team, specifically to the custodian team, who really had some gaps.
I think getting people on board as part of the union, as a union member, is really important. And the reason for that is that there are so many benefits to being a union member. They've really got to be part of the team and not someone on the outside looking in.
It's about really exploring from the perspective of the person who lives with the intellectual disability, what skill set they have to offer.
I work for the provincial government, social development, poverty and reduction. I'm assistant admin, so I do a lot of jobs that they don't have time to do. I check the mail, I water plants, I check the printers to see if they have any paper. I do a lot of blog writing, plain languaging. If you get a document sent to you by mail and you have a diverse ability like I do, and you try to read it and it's like, I don't know what that word means. Well, that word's too big. I don't know what that says. So I kind of make it easier to read. If there's a big word, what I will do is see if I can change that word.
I see the union's role as being one of helping the employers to understand as well what the potential employee has to offer.
And really to think about their bottom line. If they're sitting there with open jobs and they're not able to fill them, that is a prime example of their system not working. And we have a giant pool of capable candidates who can fill those positions with the right supports.
We hear about equity and inclusion, but we don't hear about accessibility. And if you're not accessible, then you're not inclusive. Like, you can invite me to the table, but if I can't get to the table, then I'm not included.